All right, what's up guys? Wheel bearing day. So to kind of give a quick overview, I was about to put the car back together and then I noticed this spindle has a little play in it. I know it's not this, obviously. This has nothing to do with the like lateral play. But anyways, if you can see closely, I'm not sure if you can see, but it's like, you can hear that click, but then if I had two hands, it'll show like the bearing basically moving. The ball bearings like basically moving. You see how it's wobbly right there? Yeah, so anyways, this is the ghetto way of taking it out. And I had a press right here, but I lost the shorter part. That's about halfway. So I had to bust a ghetto and just making this video because showing that you can do it without a real press. So yeah, I got the main thing out. What I did was I kind of like stacked these little random concrete that I had around the house and kind of aligned it like something like this. And then use my sledgehammer right here and just basically press it out by smacking it with the axle nut socket, which is the 36 size. I flipped it over to the, in this case, to this side like that, and just smacked it with the hammer until it came out. So that was like the main thing. I have another socket for the bearing. I think it's like it's a larger diameter socket that I picked up from Napa. Pop this thing out, so I'll get to it in a bit. Got to pop off this snap ring right here, and do the next part. All right, so next part, I use this plier. It's not the proper one, I know that. But like I said, this is the ghetto way of doing it and save a few bucks maybe. But yeah, kind of like just, you know, it's a little rusty and dusty and this and that. So kind of broke it free with just a little prying. And kind of use this flathead to kind of like squeeze between and pop it out. And now this is the next part. So I got this random socket. It's not for impact use, but I'm gonna basically place it. It's perfectly right there. And then I'm gonna basically get this sledgehammer and smack it. So we'll give it a shot. All right, so in the beginning, I kind of said my ghetto way of doing it. It's still ghetto, but being that this is all beat up and crap, it didn't really work out. So since I had the press, heat shield and all that stuff off, I'm able to set this over and should be able to use that socket to press the rest out, and we'll see what happens. All right. It's working its way down. You can see the bearing falling out. And I think this hydraulic press is a little jacked up, so we'll see what happens once it kind of, oh, it's stuck right there. I'm gonna have to pull out. Kind of didn't imagine it would go that low, but I'm gonna have to turn this a little bit and then do it. So just kind of release the valve. It'll lift it up, turn it a little bit, something like that. We'll kind of reposition it. All right. Hopefully it doesn't hit that piece there. Okay, whatever. It came out anyways. Alrighty, next step is I got this Duralast kit. It's a little, that part number's right there, but it's not the best, but I'm kind of going on a budget now. So it's got everything, new bearing. And since it's here, let me do a side-by-side comparison. So basically, obviously this is, I think it's kind of shiny right now, but one side is the ABS side. And the bearing is basically the same thickness. The only difference is that this OEM bearing, it's not sealed, like 100% sealed, but you know, this car is like 2004. And then obviously the Duralast, people claim it doesn't last as long, but like 4 years maybe. But either way, like I said, I'm doing everything on a budget. And with the proper seals, because, you know, I do biking and cycling and I deal with ceramic bearings and all that stuff. I'm experienced with all that. I'll basically rely on this because with the wobbly play, I'm not going to really drive it because of safety issues. So yeah, let's do the next part. All right, so before I get to it, this side hat with this little part number deal, it's going to be the ABS side. So I kind of like took a look at it. They basically look the same. Well, this side is just it's a kind of like a gray brown seal ish, you can tell. This one's just a black seal, and basically gonna put in. So this is the outward direction. This is gonna be the inwards. That's where the ABS is gonna go through. So basically, it's gonna go something like this. All right, so I got it all lined up. Same bolt for the bottom part. Gonna use the sledgehammer, press it in. That should be it. Make sure the heat shield's all lined up, and I'll bend it back. It's a little crooked here and there. Yep. All right, so pretty much got in the wobbly, like the lateral plate off the spindle right here. It's gone. So therefore it was the wheel bearing. And I'm gonna put everything back on. All right, before I put it in, just wanted to kind of show how I put it, the heat shield back on. It's pretty annoying how it's like a four-sided Phillips, but you can't really reach it in, like reach in there and grab it, but you gotta use this. Or what I do is I use this and I just kind of like pry it like quarter turn forever until it comes out or goes in. And that's probably why most people, I don't know, delete this, but I'm totally fine with it. Just gotta wipe it down, all this brake dust, and then probably wipe it down, maybe, we'll see, and then put it back on now. All right, so pretty much everything's back on. As you can see, it's just the rotor that you hear. But before, when I did this, like basically the whole spindle, you can see it kind of like moving laterally, side to side. Pretty much put everything back, torqued it tight. I don't really care about specs as much, as long as it's tight. I trust it. And yeah, that should be it with the wheel bearing deal. So hopefully the car runs and find out what happens next.